The final subject, very sensitive area. There's a new report on pornography and kids and sex addiction, etc. What are the headlines there?
Well, I think this is shocking that kids can access it everywhere. It's like the floodgates have opened. In our days, you had to search it out. You know, you had to buy a magazine, you had to do this, you had to do that. Now, a kid just searching for something innocent can be faced with sexual images, some of them very graphic, and then they're only kids, so unless they've been taught how to manage that, they might start getting curious about them, then get on to harder stuff and all of that. So definitely some children are becoming addicted. Certainly it's affecting people's relationships, because when they get into relationships, and of course unfortunately our kids are getting into sexual relationships sometimes way too early, they're behaving as if they were in a porn movie, which is not the way that a loving relationship should be. And if you think a lot of porn is very aggressive, the writer, Martin Amis, he did a report in the Sunday Times many years ago on pornography, and he went to visit all the pornographers in LA. And one of the headlines was the guy who said, pussy is bullshit. And his argument was that we can't show normal sex anymore because it doesn't excite our viewers. So we have to show extremes. And that is what excites our viewers. So we have a risk of our children becoming desensitized way before they have the maturity to cope with it. I was asked by one school, a Catholic boarding school, to actually give a talk on pornography to the sixth form, and it went very well. So I was in this unique position of talking about pornography to sixth formers, as well as priests, as well as teachers. Right. And it went down very well, and I think that's something we should roll out. Now, one of the big issues in this is that our kids are accessing porn. We can't stop that, but we need to teach them how to manage it. On the other hand, we've got a problem with sex education, because governments don't particularly like sex education, or they don't put enough money into it, and some of the governments are very prurient about it. There's a very famous story of a group of people who developed a fantastic set of booklets to help teach kids about sex. And, you know, social workers, everyone had their involvement. It went up to one government minister who looked at it and said, "This is absolute filth," and threw it out. So that's what we've got to change. We've got to stop being prurient about sex. We've got to start teaching our kids in a healthy way about sex and offset some of the impact of pornography that they can access within seconds on their phones.
Dr. Charlie from Harley, we've run out of time. Thank you very much for those thought-provoking subjects.
Thank you, Moose.
Thank you.